Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, me and my team will tell you about CV application and the job interview. But before we start our explanation today, let me introduce to you the member of the group. The first one is Olivia Galuh with her student number of 45. The second one is Aisya Bhanuwati with her student number of 48. The third one is myself. I am Yunita Putri Nur H with my student number of 54. The fourth one is Chatarina Rosa with her student number of 64. And the last one is Asih Riestika A with her student number of 79. First thing first that you have to do before you are applying to a job is to understand your career ambitions. It may seem obvious, but it is important to be clear about the kind of job that you want. Make sure that you have the necessary skills or that you are confident you will be able to develop the skills with the training opportunities that are available. When applying to a job, you have to do the research about what kind of company that you are applying, about what kind of job that you are applying, and what the skills that are necessary for that job. And you have to develop the skill to handle many unexpected things that can be found while you are working. Make sure that you are ready for something like that. And sometimes when you want to get a job which have no connection with your degree, you should have the skills for the jobs. It is sometimes the skill that you haven't studied yet in your degree because it is not easy to get the job that is unfamiliar to your study. You have to give it a lot of effort for something like that. For the job that doesn't have connection to your study, you have to develop the skill while you still have the free time before you are applying to a job.
2. Write your CV. Curriculum vitae or CV is an important document in the job search process. A CV serves as a tool to introduce yourself and summarize relevant experience, education, skills, and achievements. Writing an effective CV requires a good strategy to catch the attention of recruiters and differentiate yourself from other applicants. In the CV, there is a variety of important information that includes personal details, career goals, work experience, education, skills, achievement, and references. A CV may also include other sections such as certification, volunteering, related projects, publications, or additional relevant skills. Additionally, a CV can contain a brief personal summary that gives a snapshot of your personality and values as a potential employee. All of this information is organized in a structured and chronological manner to provide a comprehensive picture of your qualification and potential as a job applicant. So, last I will share some notes about CV. First, when you're applying to a job via email, make sure to follow appropriate etiquette of professional online communication. And the second is, have you sent in the perfect CV but still not had a response? Maybe after about 2 weeks, it's best practice to follow up. 3. Search for job vacancies. Jobs are advertised through, for example, specialist recruitment sites, on employees' websites, through social media, via recruitment agency, in newspaper and trade or professional journal, through career service and the Job Center Plus, and at recruitment fairs. While you found about the job that you want, do a research about the company. It's good that you know beforehand about the history, and if it's possible, you can ask someone who's working there.
4. Complete the application form. Have to do research before applying to know how the company works. The application usually requires some of your data, but if the requirement is out of hand and asking for your personal information, then you have to ask the contact person or someone you know to make sure that it is necessary. 5. Product a covering email or letter. You should send a accompanying email or letter if you are applying with a CV on spec, or applying for an advertised job with a CV or paper form. You might have the facility to attach a letter or send an email alongside an online application, but this is not always possible. Keep your email or letter very short, but always tailor it for the opportunity. Depending on the application, your email or letter should include 1. The job title and the job reasons if there is one. 2. Where you saw the vacancy advertised. 3. The key things that make you suitable for this position. Don't repeat everything you mention in your CV or application, but state any particularly relevant skill, experience, and qualification. 4. The reason why a job with this employee applied to you. You should come across as enthusiastic and committed. 5. An indication that you are attaching your CV or form and will be happy to attend the interview.
Next is prepare for interview. I will give you tips and tricks in undergoing an interview. Tips and trick number 1 is deeper research about the company. Number 2 is learn frequently asked questions, then practice before the interview. Number 4, dress neatly for the interview. And number 5 is show enthusiasm by sharing your expression. Then, how does the interview work? An interview is a discussion or conversation between a potential employer and a candidate. The primary stage of an interview are introduction and casual conversation, question and answer, closing the interview, and follow-up after your interview. Who is the interviewer? The interviewer is someone who asks questions during an interview. They are responsible for preparing questions to ask candidates during interviews. They typically aim to identify candidates with the desired qualification to success in a particular role. The person interviewing is usually an HRD or company representative. The purpose of an interview is to exchange information between a candidate and an employer. The candidate can learn more about the role, the company rules, and the expectation of the employer. The employer can learn more about the candidate's skills, abilities, qualification, and professional traits. The objective of the candidates is to get an offer of a job, and the objective of the employer is to find out if the candidate is the right person for the job.
Tackling assessment. To assess your skills and aptitude, depending on the job, you may have to take assessment in information and communication technology, numeracy, literacy, dexterity, or fitness. You may have to give a presentation, do personality tests, and or take part in group activities and role plays to see how you would cope with different scenarios. Sometimes a range of assessments are given during an assessment day or assessment center attended by numerous applicants. It is important to be yourself, act professionally, and participate fully without being too pushy. Find out what assessment you may have to do and ask whether you can take some practice tests. The next step is follow up. After the interview or assessment, check when you will hear the result. If you haven't heard the outcome or expected, contact the organization. Be polite but direct. Thank them for their time in the interview. Explain that you are following up on your interview. Remember to be specific about the job, mentioning the job title and interview date. Restate your interest in the position and say you are keen to hear about the next steps.
Alright, so there's nothing to do about a job interview. You have to be prepared to do the interview and what to do. Don't forget to write your CV correctly so that you have the opportunity to be accepted at the company. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day and see you soon.